Yo, Cafe Sky here, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and today I want to talk to you guys about how to use an EQ. What does EQ mean? What is a graphic equalizer? Where can you find it in your receiver? And what kind of improvements can it make on your sound system today, right now? By the way, I need a round of applause and congratulations to Cam Attree Photo and Matt for winning the 2 giveaways. The Sofa Baton U1 remotes. Make sure to reach out to me so that you guys can collect your reward. And remember, we're giving other things away, so you want to stay tuned. So in order to take full advantage of a graphic equalizer, we need to know what it is in general. A graphic equalizer usually has different frequencies that you can control, and there are a different number of frequencies. Some graphic equalizers only have 3 bands, meaning 3 different options. For example, your car stereo probably only has treble and bass. Some cars have treble, mid, and bass, and those are different bands of EQ that you can change. Now it gets higher than that. You can go 10 band EQ, meaning you have 10 different frequencies you control. 15 band up to 30 bands of EQ. The more bands of EQ you have to control, the more fine-tuned that you can pick on creating a better sound for your system, both car audio and in home theater like we're talking about today. I'm going to take you out to the car and show you what a graphic equalizer. I'm going to take you out to the car and show you what a graphic equalizer looks like and how to know how to make the changes necessary to make your system sound better. This applies to home theater equally as it does to the car audio world. So everything we're going to say is shared information on both sides. Let's head to the car and show you what I'm talking about. So this is my radio here, and I have the ability to go through and EQ my system. Now I can press this button and it goes all the way to, let's see, about 20K. So I have a full band equalizer here. So if I click this, I have from 32 hertz at the top there. All these numbers are frequencies: 32, 64, 128, 150, or 256, so on and so forth. And it goes all the way up to 20K. So this is my graphic equalizer. At the top here, it shows you the changes you're making. So if I want to boost 32 hertz or around that area, I can raise this up and you'll see that the graph starts to move with it, showing you the range of frequencies you're affecting. So when you move each of these lines, each of these graphic equalizers, you are not just changing the number you see, but you're changing everything around it. So if I start raising 32 hertz, I'm raising 25, 26, 27, 32, 35, 38. I'm doing a wide range, not just that set number. And you can hear these changes whenever you are listening to your music. So if I go and I want to mess with the high end, if I start raising 20 hertz, you're going to hear the high frequency start to raise. Or if I lower 20 hertz, you'll see the low frequencies start to, or the high frequencies start to lower. Same thing with the graph. So if I start lowering things, you guys can see the graph starts to change, showing me, indicating me what changes I'm making to the sound. Obviously, the lower the number, the lower that frequency will sound. So a graphic equalizer allows you to fine tune each of these different frequency ranges. We'll set it at the flat, and allows you to kind of fine tune the sound that you like to hear. Maybe you have a speaker that's a little bit bright. You may want to lower some of these frequencies, or maybe you have a speaker that's really mid bass heavy. So you want to come in the frequencies here and lower them down. And you can see what's happening as I make those changes. So here's another example of a graphic equalizer. This is on my laptop. Same concept, and sometimes you may see your graphic equalizer look like this. Again, at the bottom row are our frequencies, 25 hertz up to 20 kilohertz. That is just about the full range spectrum. And on the left side, we have numbers representing our decibels, so we can see what increases or changes we are making. So if I click on one of these lines, I can raise the dBs for different frequencies. Again, we are affecting certain ranges. So we're not just affecting just 25 hertz, we're doing everything around it. So you can make different curves, you can maybe boost a couple of different things, maybe you want to lower something, and this allows you to really fine tune your system. So if you're having trouble spots in your system, maybe you have a really bad peak around 500 and you need to lower that down, this is an EQ that can really help fine tune your system beyond just your regular calibration in your car or in your home audio. So now that we've seen different equalizers and we have a pretty good concept on how to use them, how do we utilize them in our home right now? How can we use it to make changes in your home theater to make it sound better? Well, let's say you have a center channel and you're kind of thinking, I can't understand anything. The voices aren't clear. What do I do? Well, you can go into that EQ and you can maybe boost the high ranges so that the clarity comes back, or lower some of those midtones so that they're not overpowering the rest of the frequencies. Maybe you have speakers pushed against the wall and you have a lot of bad mid bass. You can lower that. And you can do it for usually each individual speaker. On some receivers you can. So it's really nice to have an EQ, and you probably have one in your system right now. I know Marantz has one, Denon has one, Yamaha has one. If you have any of the big names like Anthem, they have one. I think even Sony puts them in some of their receivers as well. So even if you don't know that you have it, go look and check for it. At least be sure that you know you don't or do have it. A lot of people have no idea that it's in their settings. So go into your settings, in your speaker settings, level settings, things like that. You may have a graphic equalizer that you can play with to change or tailor the sound the way that you need it to sound. Now, to end this video, the last thing that I'll say is if you find that you don't have a graphic equalizer in your receiver or preprocessor right now, there are things that you can do. One, you can buy a mini DSP. It's not just made to calibrate subs, you can calibrate your speakers. Mini DSPs have equalizers that you can change for each individual speaker. And you can buy as many mini DSPs as you need. But there's a caveat to that. You do need RCA pre-outs to use a mini DSP. But if you have pre-outs on your system, you probably have graphic equalizers too. Pick one and make those changes. Look into a mini DSP. If you don't have pre-outs on the back of your receiver, or if you don't have an AV processor and you don't have a graphic equalizer built into your equipment, you can buy a graphic equalizer and incorporate it in your system. So that way you actually have the ability to physically change your own graphic equalizer like I can in my car, for example. So there are ways that you can include a graphic equalizer if you don't have one built into your system. It's worth looking at. More of the story, do your calibration, and that will help you bring the best out of the speakers that you own right now. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I'm going to give you a little life update. We are going to move soon. We are soon to move out of this apartment. I'm barely sleeping. I'm starting to get excited. I'm very tired. I'm drained. I work a full job. Then I come here and I do videos, and then I'm working on a house, and my car still doesn't work. So I'm everywhere, but I'm trying to pump out these videos for you guys. But some huge changes are coming soon. I want you guys to stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching these last few years. If you're new to the channel, great. Glad to have you. Hit that subscribe button. If you're an old head, love that you've been riding with me this long. It's only getting started. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already, and we will see you guys in the next video. K-Pace Guy out. Peace.